Relative speed is in a way the most important concept in time, speed and distance. The word relative implies in relation to something, in reference to something. So what does it imply in our chapter TSD? It implies basically that your speed cannot be taken in isolation. It cannot be taken separately. It has to be in reference to the other speed. For example, if you are trying to meet someone, if you are chasing someone, if you are trying to overtake someone, so your speed has to be taken in reference to that speed. Say, if I am at 100 meters away from a shop, so I can cover that distance walking at my speed, right? But what if my friend is there in the shop and the moment he sees me, he also starts walking towards me? Will I take the same time to meet my friend as I would have taken to go to the shop? Common sense tells us no. If I walk towards my friend, he also starts walking towards me. Obviously, I'll take less time. Let's try and understand this better. Say A and B are separated by a distance of 10 kilometers. Speed of A, say, is 2 km per hour. Speed of B is 3 km per hour. Say B stays at its place. A walks from this point to this point, covers a distance of 10 km. What is his speed? 2 km per hour. So how much time will A take to cover that distance? 5 hours. 10 km divided by 2 km per hour, right? But what happens if A and B start walking towards each other? Alright, just think of it. A and B. Let's say that they are separated by 10 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 steps, right? A takes 2 steps every minute and B takes 3 steps every minute. What will be the situation after 1 minute? A will take 2 steps, so A will be here. B will take 3 steps, so B will be here. So after 1 minute, the gap between them is only 5 steps. After another minute, A will take 2 more steps, A will be here. B will take 3 more steps, B will be here, and they are complete. Right? So here we realize when two bodies are moving towards each other, obviously they will take less time to meet. So relative speed in this case will be 2 km per hour plus 3 km per hour. In our original example, when the distance was 10 km and the individual speeds were 2 km per hour and 3 km per hour, time taken by them would be the distance by relative speed. Distance is 10 kilometers, relative speed is 2 plus 3. So the time would be 2 hours. Similarly, if I am chasing someone, so someone is going away from me. So if the person would have been stationary, I would have taken less time because the entire distance would have been covered by me alone. But in this case, my speed is being reduced by him. Because if I cover, say my speed is 5 km per hour, his speed is 3 km per hour. So when I go 5 km, I would have bridged the distance by 5 km. I would have reduced the distance by 5 km. But what is happening now? I go 5 km, he goes another 3 km. Which means the distance has been reduced by only 2 km. For example, say A and B. Again, say the distance is 10 km, right? Say the speed of A is 3 km per hour, speed of B is 2 km per hour. If A goes straight towards B, B does not move. Obviously the time taken by A will be 10 by 3. But what happens if B starts moving in the opposite direction, away from it? Say what happens? After 1 hour. In 1 hour, A will go 3 km, B will go 2 km. So normally, in 1 hour, A would have covered 3 kilometers. He would have reduced the distance of 10 km by 3. Normally, after 1 hour, the gap between A and B should have been 10 minus 3, 7 kilometers. But what happens when B starts moving away from A? Then the situation is something like this. A has moved 3 kilometers. This distance is 3 kilometers. So he has reduced the original gap by 3 kilometers. The new gap should ideally would have been 7. But at the same time, B is also moving. So B has moved 2 kilometers now. Right? Which means this is the new position of B. Okay. So what is the new distance of A1 and B1? Right? The new position. It is not like originally it was 7 in the previous case when B was not moving. Now it is not 7. As you can see, it is 9 kilometers. Right? Where does 9 come from? It comes from the fact that the original distance has not been reduced by A speed alone. The original distance has been reduced by the difference of the speed of A and B. When A goes 3, he has covered 3 kilometers, but his effort has been diminished by the distance covered by B, which is 2 kilometers in that same time. Right? So the relative speed, when people are moving in the same direction, and both of them are moving in the same direction, the relative speed is the difference of the speed. When going in the opposite direction towards each other, they are adding up to the effort of meeting each other. So the relative speed is added up. When they are going in the same direction, one is moving away. The person who is chasing, his speed is reduced by the speed of the person who is going away. Alright? So the relative speed in this case, so if opposite direction, the relative speed will be S1 plus S2. Same direction, relative speed will be S1 minus S2. And you have to understand here, the higher speed has to be of the person who is chasing, right? Unless if his speed is not more than the person who is fleeing, how will he ever end up catching that person? So obviously when we say S1 minus S2, the presumption is the faster person is chasing, the slower person is being chased away. Let's take an example. Say there is a policeman with a dog, right? He sees a thief who is like 500 meters away. Alright? Thief is here 500 meters away. Let the speed of the policeman, when I say policeman, I have written PM, it sounds more like Prime Minister. We are living in a very sensitive age. Let's be very specific about what we are trying to say. The last thing we want is a controversy for no reason, just for a stupid example. Let the speed of policeman be, say, 4 meters per second. Right? Let the speed of thief be 2 meters per second. Let the speed of dog obviously much faster than our average normal Indian policeman. So let the speed of dog be, say, 20 meters per second. Alright? So the first question is, in how much time will the policeman catch the thief? Now if policeman starts running towards the thief, he will cover 500 meters at a speed of 4 meters per second in 500 by 4, 125 seconds. But what if the question also says that the moment policeman saw the thief, by a stroke of luck, thief also managed to sight the policeman. The first reaction of the thief will not go run towards the policeman and embrace him, catch me if you can. He will run away from the policeman, right? So now just think of it in this case. Every second policeman goes 4 meters, so he makes the distance 496, right? 500 minus 4. But the thief is also going 2 meters away. What happens to the distance then? He increases the distance by 2 meters. So the overall impact of the distance between policeman and thief is, it will not reduce by 4, it will reduce by 4 minus 2 meters every second. Alright? So the relative speed in this case would be 4 minus 2 meters per second. So time taken for the policeman to catch the thief will be 500 by 4 minus 2, which is 250 seconds. Okay. Now let's understand this dog. This is not an ordinary dog. It's a well-trained, special branch dog. So this dog has a special ability. When it runs along with the policeman, it does not go to the thief and bite it and try to bring it down. In fact, it is so loving in nature that it runs straight to the thief, will lick the thief and come back to the policeman. So being of a very loving and caring nature, the dog does not stop the thief. In fact, it enjoys the chase. So it does not want the chase to end. So what dog does is, it runs to and fro between policeman and the thief. Till what time? Till obviously policeman catches the thief, right? When there is no distance, both of them are together. So dog stops running. So dog will run to and fro between policeman and the thief till the time policeman catches the thief. So first question is, what is the total distance covered by the dog? Total distance that the dog covers. Dog runs at a speed of 20 meters per second. Because policeman will take 250 seconds to catch the thief, therefore total distance run by the dog is 20 meters every second for 250 seconds. So the total distance run by dog is 5000 meters or 5 kilometers. Alright, you understand this? The second question now is, and the most important, the most interesting question is, you understand how dog moves? The policeman is here and thief is here. Dog will go straight to the thief, right? And then turn around and come back to the policeman who has moved some distance ahead in his chase, in his pursuit. This is how the dog moves and keeps on moving like this. Again it will go to some distance where the thief is, runs back and again reaches the policeman. Again it goes to some distance where thief is, comes back where the policeman is. Right? This is what the dog keeps on doing till the time policeman actually ends up together with the thief. My next question is, dog makes two movement, forward and backward, right? My next question is, what is the total movement, what total distance covered by the dog in the forward direction and total distance covered by the dog in the backward direction? We know all in all the total distance covered by the dog is 5 kilometers. But how much distance does he cover in each direction, moving forward and coming backward? That is my next question. Alright. So can I say the total distance has to be forward plus backward, which is 5000 meters? This is something we have already established in the previous question, right? Now, let me ask you a very simple proposal. Let me propose something here. Okay. What I'm trying to say here is that, let's take this example, this very unimpressive drawing of mine, but I'm sure that it communicates the right message. So originally policeman was here, thief was here, dog started running from policeman to thief. The moment it reached thief, it turned around and came back to the policeman. Right? We understand this? Okay. Now, looking at this one small example, just think of it. Can I say this is the forward movement, this is the backward movement? Alright? This is the distance covered in the forward direction, this is the distance covered in the backward direction from thief to the policeman. Alright? My humble and simple submission to you is, if you look at these two movements of the dog, are very intelligent, well-trained dog, forward movement and backward movement, this gap, this forward minus backward, this gap here, are we able to identify this gap? Forward movement, obviously it won't come all the way back because policeman has moved some way ahead. So policeman is not where he was originally. He has gone ahead, so dog will only run till the policeman, right? You understand this? This gap here, can I say this gap is the distance covered by the policeman? So forward minus backward, can I say, is the distance covered by the policeman for the dog? How much extra does he run in the forward direction compared to the backward direction? That is the distance that policeman has covered in the same time. Okay. Now if you accumulate all this, the entire saga, the whole episode, the entire movement of the dog and policeman, this will keep on replicating till policeman catches the thief. Therefore, can I say the difference of forward minus backward in each case, forward minus backward, in each case, the difference of forward minus backward will be the distance covered by the policeman. Right? Do we understand this? So what is the distance that policeman covers in the time? Now we have already seen policeman takes 250 seconds to catch the thief. So what is the distance covered by the policeman? Distance covered by the policeman will be, for 250 seconds, he runs at a speed of 4 meters per second. So he covers a distance of 1000 meters. Now, what I have been trying to explain is that forward minus backward of the dog, the distance that he runs forward and the distance that he comes back backward, this difference, the total distance forward and backward, this difference is nothing but the displacement of the policeman, the distance run by the policeman, which we know is 1000 meters. So forward minus backward has to be 1000 meters. So forward plus backward 5000 meters. Forward minus backward 1000 meters. Using the two equations, we can solve and get our answer. So here forward will be 3000 meters and backward will be 2000 meters. So total distance run by the dog in the forward direction is 3000 meters. Total distance run by the dog in the backward direction is the 2000 meters. Alright? Okay. So this is what we do with relative speed. We will move on to other sessions now. Thank you.